Let's get this party started. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Hello. All right, and we have some friends on Zoom here. Hello, everybody. Linda, David, Barbara, Deborah, Joel. I'm just trying to read. Cinder. Hi, Cinder. Thomas. Barbara. Patricia Rayburn, nice to see you. Jane Williams, great to see you. Wise, hello. All right, and if I forgot you, I will try and catch up. Oh, and Mark Rosen, hello. Barbara Berry, welcome. All of our friends on Zoom. If you can't make it here, then please join us on Zoom. So with that, I'd like to acknowledge a couple of birthdays. He has a mouthful of food, so let's say happy birthday to Jack McAvoy and Carla Betts. Happy birthday! Carla Betts, happy birthday! She's got her hat on. There's Carla. Happy birthday, Carla! All right. Okay, and now we're going to have our thought for the day from Alida.
Hi, Jackie. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jackie. Happy birthday to you. All right, that's enough. This is a quote about compassion. Compassion is not a virtue. It is a commitment. It's not something we have or we don't have. It's something we choose to practice. Well done. Thank you.
Which comes with the theme for next week, which is full of gratitude. And as part of our gratitude, we had an incredibly generous turkey donation, and our food insecurity group, Karen, Linda, John Clausen and Pam Clausen donated 100 turkeys to kids and people that are attending Laney College. Congratulations, and thank you for your generosity. Woo, and there's Rudy's ringing the bell. And ringing the bell means a $100 contribution to our ORE endowment. Thank you, Rudy. Awesome.
Can we let Rudy say something about that?
We could let Rudy say something
Beautiful
if he
Clausen
says it.
people and what we're doing for his school.
Yeah, president of Laney College.
As the president of Laney College, I just would like to thank Rotary for their generous donations. Also, a few weeks ago, we had our initial discussion about a business incubator, and Rotary definitely showed up. I think we had at least 7 people there from this group, so thank you all.
Fantastic, thank you. I'd like Nuno to come up. Nuno, why don't you come up? We'll do this now. Oh, look who's here. Wait a minute, we have an interruption.
We have an
We'll come
interruption.
later.
I'll come close to my interruption.
Wait a minute.
I already hugged him.
I just got the wave
felt
from
the
the
wave.
front door.
Okay. Well,
Is it happening?
everybody,
Okay, well, Nuno, come up here. It might take them a minute before they go.
give me 1 minute. Tell a joke.
Very quick.
This is about gratitude.
Thank you, President Shannon. I'm Nuno Ferreira with Style Bath and Kitchen. Just letting you know, it's that time of year again, and time to bring the magic and joy of the season to kids of the Bay Area. So Style Bath and Kitchen is partnering with U.S. Marines Toys for Tots program. We're collecting new and unwrapped toys for kids this year. You can drop them off at our showroom, which is at 134 98th Avenue, right across from the Douglas Air Park. Or you can bring them to the next Rotary meeting, which is December 5th. I'd be happy to collect them and then bring them down. Program ends December 6th, so if you have any questions, just let me know.
Warm coats.
As well as don't forget to bring in some warm coats for our warm coat drive program.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Keep an eye out on, we're going to have a mixer at his studio too. He's got an awesome showroom. Okay. I don't want to interrupt David. David's going to be up to do a 3-minute introduction. And our grant recipients, come on. Yes, I think we're ready. Enjoy this tradition of many, many, many years. Jesse, are we just about there? Okay. All right, we're just about there, and we have Dudley. Come, Dudley. This announcement is very special, and it's going to be followed by an incredible amount of music.
Thank you, President Shannon. I've served as your chairman of the nominating committee this year, and we would like to make some recommendations to the club. Let me first start by saying who was on your nominating committee that you elected was Stephanie Cosenza, C.J. Hirschfield, Kimberly Miller, David Stein, Ruth Stroup, Pat Williams. Also serving are the three most recent presidents, Tom Lamone, Mary Jeong, and myself. The oldest of the past president serves as chairperson. Tom, you'll be the oldest one of these days. Just quickly to remind you, for board of directors, your current board that will serve through, it's time to stop.
This will be worth the wait. So let's welcome the greatest university in the world. I have no bias here. Welcome. Go Bears. Go Bears. Will Hobbs. See, we could have kept going.
See, okay, so your current board of directors, and I'll stop in a moment, are Celeste Gordon, Jesse Schmidt, Teresa Wayan, Greg Annis, Isaac Koss-Reed, Cedric Titus, Christine Watson. Come on.
Come on in.
There we go.
And a one, and a two.
So we have a very sketchy network in the ballroom and it just froze. That's why you're not seeing. And also, we do not have our usual person today, so that's why we didn't get some pictures of the audience. If we could actually say hi until the network comes back. Looks like they've completely disconnected. So I'm seeing Deborah. Hi, Deborah.
Hey, Peter, I see the ballroom, but it's muted.
Oh, they come back up? Let me look. All right, I'll send them a message to mute. Thank you. Where's the ballroom? I don't see them at all at this point.
I see him. I can see Dudley clapping.
Oh,
Yeah, I can see them too.
Yeah, but they're not on participants. Oh, wait a minute. There they are. Yes, you're right. They're on mute. Okay, I just sent a message to unmute. Let me call Ralph.
it's not as interesting if we can't see the band.
Yeah, I know. It's
That was
but
unfortunate, but that's okay.
it's a tough job. When Armand's not around, it's a tough job.
That is, I've been hearing this for about 30 years, and I didn't hear it once when I went to Cal for 5 years. So I am super grateful. And who's a Lair camper? Go Lair campers. All right, with that, that is to beat the drum for this incredible cast of leaders that have been selected to serve our club. And I'll give it back to Dudley. This is wonderful.
Thank you. So before all the rebel rousing, and you thanked all of the people that are currently serving or will serve on your board of directors, I would like to give the report of the people we are recommending to serve on the committee, on the board of directors for the years 25 through 28. We are going to recommend the nomination of Ahmad Anderson. Go Bears. That's Cal Hall of Fame, Ahmad Anderson. We have Carrie Hamill, who served our club so well in Laney College and everything else. And Robert Rayburn will be our third recommendation for the board of directors. So now we're going to ask the band to come back in after this one. But so the person that we're going to recommend, we searched far and wide, looked through every member, of course. This person's been a member since 2011, has served on the ORE and the board of directors, has been very active on our community service program. Born in New Orleans, moved to Oakland right after high school, worked for PG&E for 30 years in government relations. He loves original artwork. He's a numerologist. He was telling me that one of the things he was collecting was a dollar bill during Grant's administration that was signed by the Secretary of the Treasury and was in a collector's shop I think in New Orleans looking for this. Actually, he said the guy went in the back room and probably signed it, so it wasn't authentic. You got to be careful. The thing you may not know, he said, is only his wife knows that he was trained as a psychiatric technician and conducted many therapy sessions, so we're in good hands, right? If you really want to get close and get the person's ear, get up every morning early and walk around the Chabot golf links. And I would like to recommend, the nominating committee would like to recommend Merlin Edwards as your next president. The last thing is I'm very envious about his hat collection, so go Merlin.
Thank you so much.
And we will be back at the annual meeting in 3 weeks where we will vote this slate. Thank you.
Wonderful. Congratulations and fantastic job. And let's ring the bell. Thank you, Jack McAvoy.
We have a couple more.
And Sess.
We have a couple more.
And Joe. And Dudley.
And Stephanie.
Stephanie, thank you so much. And Fred Morse.
Fred?
Yes, Fred. Fred wants a
Fred.
mic.
We got you.
Okay. Thank you so much for your generosity. I'm sure that other things are happening. Didn't say hello to Ty. Hello, Ty. And who else is on the? Teresa, Harold, Jesse, Pat. All right, we're behind. Congratulations to all of those. Excuse me. We'd like to make a couple of grant check distributions, and I need a glass of water from somebody, please. Please come up, Sam. Our Community Service Committee is hard at work. Anything. Sam.
Okay, I'm Sam Miller. I'm a member of the Community Service Committee. We're giving a $5,000 check today to Tech Exchange. It's a nonprofit that's operated here in Oakland for over 30 years. It takes computer equipment that's being given away when businesses upgrade. So I encourage anyone who owns a business, if you're going to upgrade, think about donating your older computers to Tech Exchange. It wipes the hard drives, it refurbishes them, and it distributes the computers to low-income people and schools that serve low-income residents. It serves over 10,000 people each year in providing computers, teaching internet access, and providing internships to young people who want to learn the skill of IT. So it's a great organization. I'm going to hand the check, and then you'll hear what they're going to do with our donation. And this is...
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very much to the Rotary Club. My name is Ulysses Zadaran. I'm the Executive Director at Tech Exchange. I just want to thank Sam and everybody here at the Rotary Club for your generosity, and this donation means a great deal to our organization. We have been around since 1995 trying to bridge the digital divide that is providing devices, digital skills training, and access to the internet to folks to better participate in the digital economy and have a better quality of life. And contributions like yours do a great deal to support our mission. I'm happy to talk to everybody else after the event here. We're always looking for volunteers. We're always looking for groups to come out and help refurbish computers or help us at our tech fairs that we hold in the community. We're actually in 6 Bay Area counties now, but we're very much grounded here in Oakland. Our warehouse is here in West Oakland, and we have a tech hub operation in Fruitvale, so we'll be happy to have you guys join us there. And as far as this donation is going to contribute to a pallet jack, and I want to just really quick have Enrique, who was our head of production and oversees our refurbishing, you say a few words of what that means to him. Very quickly, yes. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. Yeah, so the pallet jack is going to help us, our group staff to collect all the e-waste that we collect and the refurbish that we do. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming. Andrew, come on up.
Good afternoon, Rotarians. My name is Andrew Brown. I'm on the committee headed by the wonderful Allison Bliss. She's asked me to keep this 45 seconds, so I'll talk fast. To my left is Tatiana Chirin. She is the program director for Partners for Collaborative Exchange. They're a nonprofit based here in the East Bay, and they produce workshops, theatrical workshops that teach participants how to cope with daily stresses of life. We're so happy to have Tatiana here. I think she's so impressed. I think she's actually going to join Rotary. So, And we are so thrilled to be able to make this, offer this support in the amount of $4,760.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, everyone. I was a member of Interact Club in high school, however many years ago. So this really feels like coming full circle. We, Partners for Collaborative Change, formerly known as the Practicing Freedom Collective. I wish my team was here. We're a small, scrappy group of popular educators. We do a lot of interactive workshops and holding retreats and helping people through conflict and crisis, getting into our bodies and learning a little bit more of those embodied tools that we have, as well as conflict mediation. There's just a lot of friction in our community and stress. Mostly, I'm formerly with Oakland Unified School District, just actually left after a decade. I was over at Fremont High School. A lot of my community connections are in the Fruitvale, and we're doing work with community members who are struggling to communicate better across all kinds of divides. And this will provide us with the infrastructure in the form of computers and printers to be able to do the work and be able to go out to communities and organizations that are struggling and not charge and be able to have all of our materials ready. This is making an immense difference, and I'm just so happy to be here. Thank you.
Wonderful, the good work of Rotary. The Rotary Foundation is one of our reasons for being. And we have Ruth Stroop and her team that have been promoting the foundation, and we want to honor and congratulate our club for all the generosity, and she has some words about the foundation.
Thank you, President Shannon. You are by far one of our biggest supporters of the Rotary Foundation, so it is a pleasure and an honor to serve this year as a committee chair. Many of you have received emails, and I'm very happy to get responses and answer questions. I'd like to particularly thank Ed Silva for making a correction to me when I said that Rotary started in 2005. No, Rotary was founded by Paul Harris in 1905. Thank you so much. Peter, do I have slides? If not, it's okay. Okay. So the Rotary Foundation is the part of the Rotary that does the good works around the world. Next slide. It is the charitable arm of Rotary, and you can make tax-deductible donations there from any number of ways, including your IRA. This year, I would love to talk to anyone who wants to name Rotary in their will or estate plan, because Rotary has some really special ways to help people make those larger gifts. Where does the money go? It goes to simple things like computers, educational products, medical devices, safe water, peace scholarships. Our club over its history has given a total of $2.6 million. It's amazing. All in part, I think in large part because of the Carl Stuckey relationship and his inspiration and motivation for our club to be involved. Last year alone, we did 23 grants. Yes, sir. Next slide. I'd like to tell you a little bit about our club. 177 of our members donate to the Rotary Foundation. I'd love to make it 100%, which means there's about 70 more people have yet to make their first donation. We have 118 Paul Harris donors. That means people have given over $1,000. That's amazing. We have 33 major donors, people who have committed to $10,000 or more, and 6 people who have told Rotary that Rotary is named in their will. When I think about the Rotary Foundation, I think of it as being really a core piece of what it means to be a Rotarian. When I joined Rotary, I will not lie, I was all about go Oakland, these are people who care about Oakland, this is my community, this is where I do Rotary. And it's been through years of being involved in the Rotary that I realized that when the world is a better place, Oakland's a better place. So I contribute to both. So that's my why. I've asked Pat Rayburn to tell us a little bit about her why. One of the reasons I asked Pat is that she's a relatively new member who's the spouse of a longtime member, Robert Rayburn, and they've made giving to Rotary and the Rotary Foundation a core part of their philanthropic strategy. So, Pat, are you online?
Sure, I'm here. And very simply, and I like this organization. We both like the organization.
Hello, Pat.
Can't you hear me? I can hear you guys. I'm not on mute. So something's wrong,
I can see
Peter,
Ralph's
I
helping
guess.
her. Go, Ralph.
Oh, Ralph.
Pat,
do
we
you
can't
have
hear
Pat
you.
on?
We'd love to hear
Well,
you.
hear Pat.
I have, okay, the people online can hear me, right? People online? Yeah.
Yes.
And so I don't
Just
know
go
why.
ahead.
If we don't
Go
hear from
ahead,
Pat,
Pat.
I'm going to tell you why I asked her, and I just 30 seconds. So the other day, when people were dropping off checks for the Rotary Foundation,
Sorry, Pat.
I
Yeah,
ran
that's
into
okay.
to Pat, and I thought that she and Robert, because they are married, would make one $1,000 donation to the foundation. And instead, they each made one $1,000 donation to the foundation. And she looked at me and she said, "It's because the work is so amazing." And this is after, oh, do we have her? Try again.
I'm
Why
here.
don't
Can you? Well, I didn't realize that Ruth was going to be so transparent in our donation, but that's okay too. I just like this organization because they have shown that they've got clear standards and review processes in place so that, to me, almost guarantees the utmost quality of the projects. So therefore, they've earned my respect, my admiration, and confidence is very important. I've seen what they've done in 2 site visits, earlier this year in Guatemala and then most recently in Mexico City. And the work of the Rotary Foundation encourages friendships across many different clubs and many different countries. But most importantly, the projects improve lives of people individually, but then it starts to diffuse out into the family and the community. So it's something that, we take many things for granted in the US, like sanitation and education, and other countries don't have that, and it's very important. So for me, it's important to continue to help other countries grow in some of their basic needs. So that's why we support the foundation.
Thank you so much, Pat. And as I like to say, don't give until it hurts. Give until it feels good.
It's our new slogan. Wonderful. Thank you so much to all of you, and thank you, Ruth, for being such an amazing chairperson and all of your team. And with that, I want to apologize. David was going to give his, we have bell ringers too.
Dana's on the job.
Dana.
You want to say something? Good. We have plenty of time.
I want to thank everyone who contributes to the Rotary Fund, because that's where DDF comes from, District Designated Funds. And on Tuesday, your Carl Stuckey World Community Services Committee approved a plan that I'm very fond of, 4 small check dams for 4 small villages in Rajasthan, India, which will allow them to get multiple crops instead of just one crop and just incredibly change their lives. We approved $10,000 worth of DDF, which will produce $18,000, which is a quarter of the cost of building those 4 small
Thank you,
villages.
Dana.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. With that, I would like to have John Protopopoulos bring our esteemed speaker up to the podium. David, thank you for, I've got your beautiful blue badge here. He was going to give us 3 minutes today. Your champ will get you next meeting. Sorry.
Thank you, President Shannon, fellow Rotarians and guests. It is my great honor to introduce Ryan Fitzgerald Murphy to you today. Ryan is an American competitive swimmer specializing in the backstroke. He began dreaming of competing at the Olympic Games when he was 7 years old. He graduated from Bowles School in Jacksonville, Florida in 2013. And then he attended the greatest university of the planet, the University of California at Berkeley. Go Bears! While swimming for the California Golden Bears, he was an 8-time NC2A individual national champion, winning the 100-yard and 200-yard backstroke in 2014, 2015, 2016, and 2017. Dreams do come true. Ryan is a 5-time Olympic gold medalist and the former world record holder in the men's 100-meter backstroke. At the 2016 Summer Olympics, Ryan swept the backstroke events, winning gold medals in both the 100 and 200-meter backstroke. He won the gold medal in the 4x100-meter relay. And in the 2020 Olympics, Ryan won a gold medal and set the world record in the 4x100-meter medley relay. In addition to a silver medal in the 200-meter backstroke and a bronze medal in the 100-meter backstroke. Wow. He continues to train, and he's very excited about the 2028 Olympics. Amazing. Ryan is married to Bridget, and they met at Cal in 2016, and they're expecting a baby girl. She's due in January. Congratulations. And it looks like she'll be in the graduating class of 2047. Today, Ryan will tell us about the realities of being a professional swimmer. President Shannon, fellow Rotarians, and guests, please join me in welcoming Ryan Murphy.
That was an awesome introduction. I love that. And it's awesome to be speaking on Big Game Week. Go Bears. Sorry for all the Stanford squad in the room, but this is Bear territory this week. We had the band in here. We are ready to rock. So I'm gonna give you a little abbreviated life story. As I'm going through questions, I'll have time for questions at the end of this. So I started to swim as a result of my family moving to Jacksonville, Florida when I was 6 months old. I was born in Chicago. I'm the youngest of, oh, we got Chicago in the crowd? I love it. Except the Bears. The Bears are hurting. But yeah, well, the Chicago Bears, not the California Golden Bears. Hopefully they're good. So we moved to Florida when I was 6 months old, and really I think as a way for my parents to meet people in the city. They knew no one when we moved down. They put us kids in every single activity possible. We were up at the community pool every day of the summer. I was running around with my floaties on each arm. My older brother and sister, they were already jumping in. They knew how to swim. And so I was chomping at the bit. My goal in everything growing up was to be able to play up on my brother's team. He's 2.5 years older than me, and so that was my goal. I really wanted to be on every single team with him, and I feel like that's where the competitive fire really started to burn in me. So fast forward a couple years, basically I joined the summer league swimming. We learned that myself and my siblings had a good talent for swimming, so we started swimming year round. Eventually, I'm 16 years old, and I'm trying to decide where I want to go to college. So at that point, I was good. I was one of the top recruits in the country. So I went around and I took my 5 recruiting trips. And the criteria that I was looking at for every single school was first, what did the swim team look like? The people that I was going to be around, what are they like? Do I see myself being really good friends with that group? The next piece that I was looking at was the coaching staff. Did they have a coaching philosophy that I agreed with? Did I feel like they were at an age where they were going to be really hungry and excited to follow me for my entire career? I was kind of thinking best case scenario for my swimming career, I would go to college starting in 2013, and if I could swim until 2024, that was going to be best case scenario. And so I made a college decision with that in mind. I didn't want to have to change programs at a later part in my career. And then the final piece that I was looking at is I wanted to go to a university where, to be completely frank, that I wouldn't have gone into without the support of swimming. And so Cal checked the box in that area as well. And so I went through the five recruiting trips. Cal, it honestly came down to Cal and Stanford and Texas. Ultimately chose Cal, and that ended up being the best decision of my life. Well, actually, probably second best decision after marrying Bridget. But that happened because I went to Cal, so you could make the argument that Cal was the better decision. And I think Cal, honestly, they've prepared me so well for every stage of my life. So leading into the 2016 Olympics, the first 2 years of college had gone really well. And I've always been someone, I've had a level of internal confidence, and I don't express that outwardly very often at all. So at the beginning of the Olympic year, and when I say the Olympic year, I'm talking about the 12 months leading to the Olympics. So call it the Olympic fiscal year. That's what I mean. So in September of 2015, I sat in my coach's office, and Dave Durden looks at me and he says, "Okay, Ryan, what do you want to do in this year?" And I said, honestly, I want to make the Olympics, and I want to win at the Olympics. And he goes, "Okay, well, how do you think that you're going to get that done?" And I said, "I was hoping you'd have the answer to that." And he's like, look around the group on the team. You have 3 people in the group that are already Olympic gold medalists. Talk to them and see what you can pick up, and let's meet again next week. So in that week, I started to get really introspective on how I was going to approach the Olympic year, and I started talking to really the legends of Cal Aquatics. So the first person I went to was Natalie Coughlin. I think she's now the second most decorated female Olympian of all time. She was the first until this past summer, and Katie Ledecky got more medals than Natalie did. And I mean, that's no slouch at all. Katie Ledecky is like an animal, like so insane. And so I went to Natalie and I was like, "Hey, Natalie, like, what do you think lends to your success?" And she said, "I make every decision with swimming in mind." So she said from the second she wakes up in the morning to the time she's going to bed, every decision is with swimming in mind. So I consider that to be a lifestyle of success. So what can I be doing outside of the pool that's gonna loosely correlate to improved performance? So I started to realize, okay, I need to start focusing in on nutrition. I need to start thinking of how I'm recovering from practices, and take that a step further of how do I recover from a speed practice versus how do I recover from more of an aerobic practice, because they are different on the body. So from a speed practice, that's going to be a real nervous system hit. So following those practices, I'm really trying to just bring my system down. So I started to learn how to focus on breathing exercises to calm the system down. When I was really tired from aerobic practices, you can kind of eat your way to recover in that sense. So I learned all the healthy foods that I was supposed to be eating. I started to understand how to stack macros throughout the day. So a quick tip that I learned in that year is I'm trying to eat carbs early in the morning. Carbs are going to be my energy source. It's okay if I have a little extra protein throughout the night, because that's going to, I'll process that as I'm sleeping, and that's going to recover the muscles. And then also on the psychology side of the sport, Natalie was really incredible at not letting the moment change her race strategy or change the way she's doing things. And so understanding what I need to do on race day so that I can be as clear as possible and just do what I've trained to do. So those are all things I learned from Natalie. From Nathan Adrian, I really just learned a steady approach. Like, Nathan never got too high or too low. He really just came in with a consistent mentality every single day. And so I think that's a really important skill. And from Tony Irvin, I've really learned that you kind of just have to let things roll off your shoulder. Tony was training with Nathan Adrian every single day. And to be honest, like, Nathan is a much better trainer than Tony. So Nathan would be kind of giving it to Tony every single practice, and at the end of the season, Tony ended up winning Olympic gold, and Nathan won Olympic bronze. So Tony was able to have a level of confidence that just going in and giving a really solid effort day to day is what matters, more so than the results of practice every single day. So I took all those things and I put them into my own approach throughout that year, and it went really well. Like I came in with a level of urgency every single day. Had really good people around me, and we pushed each other to do incredible things. So I got to the 200 back Olympic trial final, and I'm lined up next to Jacob Pebley. So Jacob Pebley was the year above me at Cal, and we literally lined up next to each other every single day of the Olympic year. And somehow we did that, and it didn't impact the friendship. Like, we were able to be super hardcore and intense and get after it every single day and get out of the water, shake each other's hands, say good job, and just kind of be normal guys after that. And so I walked up to that Olympic trial final just feeling really comfortable that I had someone next to me every single day that was a constant measuring stick. We did everything we could to be prepared for the moment. We ultimately went 1-2 at Olympic trials, both made the Olympic team, and we kind of just took that enthusiasm all the way through to the Olympics. I really think I honestly rode the high from Olympic trials all the way through the Olympic Games, and the period of time between those two meets is 6 weeks. So once we got to the Olympics, it went really well. The first event for me was the 100 back. I won that one. Then I had the 200 back. I won that one. And then going into the last day of the meet, it was the 400 medley relay. So the night before the 400 medley relay, I go into the dining hall in Rio, and I see Cody Miller sitting down. Cody Miller was going to be the breaststroker for Team USA the next day. And Cody's sitting alone. He's just kind of getting in the zone. And he looks at me. He was like, "Hey, are you pretty nervous for tomorrow?" And I was like, "I mean, I'm not yet. Like, talk to me. Like, what are you thinking about?" And then I'm gonna use his direct quote. And he goes, "We cannot fuck this up for Michael." Michael Phelps is the butterflyer on the USA relay the next night. And everyone knew that was going to be Phelps' last race of all time. And so Cody was like, if Michael goes out with anything other than a gold, like, that's our fault. Like, we can't let that happen. And so I look at him, I'm like, all right, well, yeah, I'm nervous now too. Like, thanks. So we show up the next day. We get to the pool. We're in the ready room. And I think the cool part about being on a team with Michael Phelps was wherever he went on the pool deck, everyone stopped what they were doing and they looked at him. For that split second, they were knocked off their game on what they were thinking about. And so I felt that in the ready room, and it gave me a high level of confidence. And so we're getting ready to walk out. I think we were in lane 4, so we were the last team to walk out. So as the other teams kind of leave the ready room, Michael's like, all right, let's get together as a team. We all put our arms around each other, and he looks at us and he was like, you all deserve to be on this relay team. Let's go do it. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, that's not really the pump up speech I was expecting. But I was like so nervous in the moment. I'm like, all right, I deserve to be here. Let's go. And so we go out and we do the relay. I led off. And I set the world record on the leadoff leg of the relay, which is, which I think that's honestly, that's really fitting for me. Like, I've always been someone, I don't enjoy having all the attention on myself. I feel like I'm a product of the people that I've been around. And so setting a world record on the leadoff of an individual world record within a relay was something that was really cool. So following those Olympics, I mean, getting into what I said I was going to talk about, and I'm going really long now, so I'm going to keep this abbreviated. So following the 2016 Olympics, I I realized I could become a professional athlete. And so what are some of the things that go along with it? Really, I consider my job to be physiological optimization. I'm constantly thinking of new ways that I can improve, constantly thinking of how I can track my improvements. So in the past year, I was sleeping in an altitude tent every single night. I was getting a monthly blood test to see how I was responding to training. I had a tracker on my bed to see what my resting heart rate was, my heart rate variability, my breath rate, sleep stages. Every single practice was logged. I understood how many calories I was bringing in every single day. And so from a physiological optimization, that's how I was looking at it. From a mental optimization standpoint, I was talking to a therapist every other week. And the reason, and the way I think of therapy for me is the same reason I see a physical therapist to stay ahead of any injuries. I talk to a therapist in order to hopefully stay ahead of any mental challenges that are coming up. And so it really is more on the preventative side for me, and I think that's been really, really awesome. And then on the other side of being a professional athlete, you have to figure out how you're gonna make money. So to be like totally transparent, and these are all public numbers, so they wouldn't mind me saying this. We don't get paid much from the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Committee. If you're number one in the U.S. in your event, your stipend is $3,250 a month. If you're number two in the U.S., your stipend is $2,000 a month. So you need to go out and get outside sponsors. And so that's always kind of in the back of my head of how am I marketing myself to brands? How am I positioning myself to get these really exclusive sponsorships? So I think of it as there's endemic sponsors and there's non-endemic sponsors. The endemic sponsors for us are, I've been sponsored by Speedo since 2017, and I've been sponsored by Goldfish Swim School since 2018. So things related to the water, those have been awesome for me in order to be able to fully focus in on the training. And then the non-endemic sponsors are really the opportunistic brands that want to capitalize on the Olympics. So in 2021, I was sponsored by Bridgestone Tires. They're an Olympic sponsor. Their campaign ended up being around safety on the roads. And so they liked that I was partnered with a water safety brand, and they tried to translate that to just overall road safety. And so those are kind of the things that I have to think about as well. And so where I'm at in terms of today is I am really excited about the 2028 Olympics. I think that's going to be insane. It's in LA, home Olympics. That's truly once in a lifetime for an Olympic athlete. We haven't had a home Olympics since 1996. So I really do want to try to capitalize on that moment. At the same time, that's not until 2028. And so I feel like I need to be locked in on training for probably 2 years in order to be in a good spot for 2028. So in the near term, I just accepted a job with Norwest Ventures on their growth equity team. I'm going to lean into some of my business interests and just start getting rolling on a career outside of swimming. And then in the fall of 2026, get really locked into training and hopefully be good in 2028. So that's all I've got. If anyone has any questions, fire them off.
Pretty cool. Wow. How about some questions for Ryan?
Jackie McAvoy's coming first.
There are a few of us in the room who remember Mark Spitz and his 5 gold medals. And the difference in times now is staggering. And I'm wondering, there are so many world records that establish every year in the Olympics. They keep going. When does it stop? When do we hit that point where it's not going to go much further? Because it has in some sports.
Yeah, we're getting closer every year. I think what makes swimming interesting as compared to a sport like track, where I feel like we've hit that, I'll call it saturation point, like a little bit faster, is that swimming is a completely different medium. Like we aren't swimming to get places every single day. And so there is a level of feel for the water that I think we're still figuring out. But I think where the time improvements have come is a lot of the training now is a lot more speed training. where I'd say like more in like the 70s, it was a lot of aerobic training. Like the weekly yardage that someone like Mark Spitz was putting in was probably like, I would bet he was probably at like 80,000 yards a week, where like I'm swimming closer to like 40,000 yards a week. But it's just, we're going, but we're just going like, we're going really fast a lot of the time.
We have a question from CJ Hirschfeld. What is a tip about nutrition that you've learned that we might not know?
It's a good question. I mean, I think, to be honest, like it is a little bit person to person. For me, like, I'm trying to eat absolutely as healthy as possible. So I'm trying to stack a little bit more carbs in the morning, and then that's going to fuel me throughout the day. The burrito is a cheat meal for me. And it's really just comes down to discipline. Like throughout an Olympic year, like for 6 months leading into the Olympics, like I'm not having a dessert, I'm not having a sip of alcohol. It's really like, I am treating my body like a temple at that point. And so there is a level of like, you have to understand like what you can take from a nutrition standpoint, like mentally what can you take. So typically I'll try to just limit myself to desserts on like a Saturday, and that's been good enough for me.
Okay, thank you so much. This is perhaps the only time I'm going to get to ask this question of an Olympic athlete. So in your events, in your swimming events during the Olympics, are you allowed to have in your bloodstream common electrolytes like magnesium, potassium, and sodium, or are those banned substances in your swimming events?
No, we're allowed to have those. So really on the supplement side, what we're looking for is everything has to be, it's NSF certified for sport. So like that's kind of the third party agency to know that the supplements we're taking aren't necessarily tainted. So the electrolyte packets that I have are Element, the LMNT packets. That's what I have on the electrolyte side.
Fantastic. Stephanie Casenza, come close. Make me come over there. Don't make me come over there.
Thank you for being here today. I'm curious how you landed on the backstroke. Was it your coach or you? You just were the best?
So I train everything. Yeah, I just naturally ended up being a little bit better at backstroke than I was at the other strokes. I mean, I'd say like the tell, like 3 of the strokes, it's honestly better if you're pigeon-footed, and then for breaststroke, it's probably better if you're, I don't even know what it is when your feet are turned out wide, but what is it?
Slew foot.
Yeah, all those things. Yeah, so I've always been super pigeon-toed, so that kind of knocked breaststroke out of the equation for me. And then backstroke, it just ended up being, just ended up naturally being where my talent was.
It is back. No.
Hey, Ryan, good to see you, my man. As a former Bear, well, always a Bear, but former student athlete, I think we always get questions about the student athlete part, but the athletic part. But I'd like you to share with us, as I call it, that Bear territory moment for you as a student at the University of California, Berkeley.
Yeah, it's a great question. So I went through the business school at Cal, and so I'll never forget. It was my first class in Haas, and I sit down, and I didn't know anyone in the class, so I sit down next to a guy I didn't know. It was an accounting class, and so he starts striking up conversation. He started striking up conversation, and he was like, "So, like, what do you want to do?" And I was like, I mean, I'd love to be a professional swimmer. And he was like, I mean, I don't know how realistic that is. So like what do you want to do outside of swimming? Like I'm working on a business. I've already sold one company. I'm working on another. In terms of accounting, like you could look at like there's a big 4, and I'm sitting there on the other end, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, I'm kind of like in this major to figure out what I want to do, but like awesome for you. And so So I'll never forget, like I took that conversation and it fired me up so much. I went to, I'm related back to athletics, basically. I went to practice that day and I looked at Dave Durden and I said, Dave, I'm making this damn Olympic team because I want to be a professional athlete. I don't want to have to go this normal route that this guy was talking about.
Shannon, President Tom has one quick question, very quick, he said.
I've met other professional athletes and Olympians, and they say a lot of people fall out of love with the sport because of the monotony of training and just the rigor of it. How do you keep yourself motivated?
Good question. Yeah, it's a great question. I would say, to be honest, like in the couple of months leading into an Olympics, like I don't have any balance, and I'm okay with that. But I know that coming off of the Olympics, I need to make time to basically make up for lost experiences. So what I'm constantly doing, and in the spring of 2024, I was planning events for myself in the fall of 2024, so that I could feel good that like, okay, I'm not giving up all the friendships, I'm not giving up all the social events that I want to go to, like coming here. But then I think there's also a level of having balance as you're going through it. So just finding those things that give you joy. And then I think the piece that I think a lot of people miss is throughout your whole career up until the end of college, you're always learning something outside of the pool. And so I was really nervous about a little bit of mental degradation after turning professional. And so I've constantly just been trying to learn things outside of the pool to keep that muscle intact as well.
Thank you so much. And you're having a baby. It might change a little bit of some of that balance. And I just saying, maybe. Okay, I want to say thank you so much. I've never met a gold medalist in my life. So. And I'm touching one right now. So cool. Anyway, I'm having a little celebrity moment there. Our speaker's gift is a donation to Polio Plus, and Rotary has come how close? This close to wiping out polio off the face of the planet, and we're making a donation in your name. So thank you for coming. We really appreciate you. We appreciate that you went to Cal and that you're amazingly awesome. So, and if you could stay afterwards, we have a selfie wall there so I can take a picture with you and anybody else. Thank you so much. I want to thank everybody for allowing us to be over, I think, for the first time in my presidency. It's the first time I've gone over time, and I think it's worth it. Thank you for the Cal Band. Merlin, congratulations. And board members, Carrie, everybody that's joining our board, thank you, congratulations. We have a selfie board. We're going to take pictures afterwards. Post our Olympian on your websites. Thank you for the turkeys. We've got a holiday party coming up. Please register. We have a birthday, Linda Bossenecker. You're having a big birthday on Saturday. Congratulations. And Julia Fox, thank you for being back safely. We missed you while you were gone. Anyway, all the things, please, I'm going to send a couple of emails out because we're having a holiday break. Gratitude for... We have a meeting the same day as the holiday party, and it's the gospel choir. It's going to be amazing. So it's going to be a holiday special. Please, everyone, go out and make magic in the community and enjoy your holiday and all the gratitudes that we have. This meeting is... Woo! Go Bears!